to Elite Encounters. I'd like to give a special welcome back to the Elite. That's you, our awesome subscribers and followers. You guys should check out our channel and the awesome links there and that fantastic subscribe button. Hit that and you too can become one of the Elite. We are here every Tuesday for the Soul Severed campaign, and we also have Bloodlords every Monday, and on Wednesday you guys need to check out Barnabas Brushes. He is amazing. We will be showing off some of his work a lot tonight, hopefully.
And for those who missed the first word of the show, welcome was said, but our seer was too fast.
We're just so excited.
Yeah.
Should I start over?
Look, no. I mean, I'm excited, but if memory serves, I'm covered in the entrails that are now out.
I'll get into that. I have one more thing to put out there, and that is critical knowledge, brought to you guys every Friday. And hopefully our tech issues are cleared up, and we will have one to you this coming Friday.
They will indeed.
Check them out, guys. It's all things Pathfinder. So, to Esteban's favorite part here. Previously on Soul Severed.
This is bullshit.
The United Souls, searching for the icons of ascendance, have acquired 4 of them. They have the Divine Bane, which is a sword that is said to be able to sever the connections of a god, to actually be able to kill a deity. They have the Celestial Resonance Rock, which is the power to change the weather and the atmosphere and such around you. They have the Glistening Sun Spear, which in and of itself holds the power of the sun. And last, they have the Veil of Valor, a seemingly innocuous hat, but holds the power to heal and change lives.
I think you missed one.
My soul means nothing to you?
No.
She said 4. She only named 3.
I lost count, sorry.
Dang.
I can count to 4.
All right, sorry.
They also have the Divine Bane. The Divine Bane being the sword I mentioned already that could sever the ties to a deity. This one in particular, instead of being forged with a portion of a soul, was given the entire soul of Sivril. Through their adventures, they have caught on to what they hope will be the Equilibrium Heartwood. Yet another icon that with enough of these, they are hoping they can help turn the tide, or at least gather them for someone else. But it seems they're growing rather attached to their icons. Moving through the Stone Grove Temple, they got to a root nexus that took them through the plains, fighting a enormous worm. Esteban being swallowed in the process.
Yes.
But Sivril dealing the killing blow, flaying the creature open, dropping Esteban out. Covered in worm guts and goo.
Entrails.
Outrails. Your own blood mixed in with the saliva of this creature.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. You're laying on the ground in this puddle that's seeping off of you. We're focusing into that. Sivril also covered in goo and gore, pieces hanging off your shoulder. Sunshine getting splattered quite a bit as you stood in the doorway to your mostly destroyed cabin.
Yeah, breakfast is ruined. Sorry.
Azara covered in goo as well as wounds. Chevy, you got a little on your boot. That was about it.
I'll wipe it off.
Tragic.
Irnela also having quite a bit of splatter over her. Some kind of organ actually thumping out and being almost as tall as her. And Avery still on top of the beast, looking at the wall of the root nexus that is taking you guys through plains, seeing sharpened sticks and roots, the dirt where this thing tried to burrow into the side, realizing you guys were about to test if sunshine could let you breathe in dirt when the creature fell limp.
Hey, it says any environment that someone cannot breathe.
So that's where we're focusing in. You guys have vanquished the beast. You're hurt, you're disgusting, and you're on the ground.
Look, at this point, I wouldn't even have me.
Hey, Sunshine, I got this little paper cut here. Can you,
Whatever worm yes, come here.
I love you.
Yeah, sure, come here, Chevy.
I proceed to take off all my clothes except for the hat
Okay.
and just burn this.
If Chevy walks over to me, I take a big slopping glob of this shit and just toss it on his coat.
I remember him walking over to you and getting smoked by it.
Join the party.
Look, I used to poke fun at the former bard because he'd get like shit on, throw up, whatever, but this is
That would-
bullshit.
I
That he
distinctly
did
remember
himself.
him shitting his pants in a cave.
if that's what it's like to be a bard, then I don't want to continue down that path.
Only if you're a shitty.
I'll be a bard light. No.
Get it?
No, I mean, I appreciate what you bring to the party, but
Eh.
I don't want to be eaten again. At least not like that. That would, no. There are things that can't be unseen.
I just remembered that I think Cyril was kind of in like this PTSD moment. It's not the first time he's had gore and viscera all over him, and it kind of all feels the same. And so he's kind of just, the sword is kind of, it's at his side, and he's just kind of standing there, staring off, kind of almost lost in his own mind.
As you're sitting there kind of lost in your own mind, you keep kind of looking through the different thoughts. You start hearing your own voice. Before I get to that, Avery, I take it you're still sitting up on this worm?
Yeah, whatever angle I can get, I'm going to try to cut off a tooth to at least say, if we had to deal with this crap, I'm at least taking a souvenir.
Well,
So-
about the only way you can get to the tooth, since its mouth is about 10 feet into the wall, is to climb up through the gory bottom.
Do it.
Maybe, what?
Do it.
You just want me to be covered in it too?
No, I mean, I'll help you. I'm already dirtied.
Oh. Okay. So I climb down there and
You find a naked, except for the hat, Esteban.
okay, so I'm just like, all right, so we're gonna get this tooth out, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Who's actually crawling up into the worm.
This has got bad written all over it.
Nope.
Don't tell anyone. I have a reputation to uphold. All right, hold on. Go get a rag and make a loincloth. There, I'm not naked now. Are you happy? Sensibilities and all. I go up there and help.
Okay, so you start climbing up and into the creature.
It's warm.
And you hear, this isn't the same. And you know it. It's your own voice. This is not Charlotte. This is not innocent lives.
Death smells the same.
Oh, yeah, I agree there.
It feels the same.
Well, in my experience so far, yes.
I don't know. Maybe that's all I'm good at.
Should I agree?
Should you not agree?
I don't know. Are we gonna agree and wallow in the self-pity like Esteban crawling into the guts of this thing? Or
Look,
should we clean up?
I don't know. I don't know exactly what you are other than me, but there's nothing wrong with only being good at killing things. It's just I wasn't always like this, okay?
You're right. I didn't know that. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Sorry. Look. I never said being good at killing things and only good at killing things was bad. But you can almost feel a smile.
You're making it awkward. Stop.
If we're gonna kill things, at least we're killing the right things. Esteban would have been dead.
For sure. At the very least, would have been gone.
So Esteban, you are climbing up in this goo, kind of giving him a little bit of a boost up. Avery,
Yeah, I'm helping him in there.
okay? It is gross and slimy, and even it is warm. It's gooey. How are you gonna get the tooth out? And Sunshine, you turn back to find breakfast is definitely covered in
Yeah.
worm.
That's gross.
Extra
There's no
protein.
saving that.
We're gonna starve.
I have.
Well, I mean, it is an animal, technically.
I have my gas stiletto, a knife. I'm not. I mean, it's not very sheathed. Just brought it with me so I could help pry it out, cut
Okay.
it out.
Poking and prying and
I mean, it's a necromantic weapon,
okay.
so I'm sure it could do the damage eventually.
I mean, I got my dagger too, if that would help.
Yeah. Plus, it makes it easy to hold on to things when you stab it.
It's not really fighting you.
All right. It takes a little bit of time with stiletto or dagger, but you guys can finally get a tooth. It takes you getting right up beside him at the mouth. And as you guys are carving into this thing, you do see just dirt in front of this open mouth. When you're going in, you had to kind of go around dirt that it was swallowing.
Do you want some tongue while we're here?
I'm good.
I mean, I've heard that sometimes warriors will capture, eat the tongue of their foe to take on their soul, but even that has limits.
I don't think I want the soul of this thing if it has one. Had one.
I mean, it was a glorious kill, and you were part of it. It'd make a hell of a
tried.
story. We don't have to tell about this part, but everything else of it was pretty cool.
I mean, I can say I wrote it on its way down, so
Yeah. I don't even have anything quippy to say. It's just, yeah.
it's kind of traumatizing to be swallowed by a giant worm. So, take all the time you need.
Yeah, I need like 15 pillow houses worth of drinks.
Understandable. And honestly, this might help you with the ladies. I mean, you're being a gentleman right now, helping me get a tooth out. of the worm that just swallowed you. So
Man, I mean, I missed the opportunity the first time. Might as well come back, right? Yeah. Maybe I'm growing. Maybe this is just, character building experience. I don't know. Or maybe I don't know what to do. I just need to do something.
yeah, get your mind off the worm while being inside the worm.
Yeah, I no one said I'm very good at this.
We'll eventually find water and take a bath. So
We have magic for that too. But whenever something stains your soul, it doesn't come out very easy. Anyway, I think we're about done with this. Do you need help getting down, or are you fine?
I should be okay.
All right.
All right. So while they're prying loose teeth, Sunshine, you were trying to figure out something else for food. Chevy, what were you up to?
Oh, I'm wiping the muck off my boot that got there in the middle of the battle. Just kind of watching them go about their dirty business. And
Oh, they disappear
Yeah.
into the thing.
yeah. Hey, Sunshine, with the destroyed cabin there, what are the odds that we can fix this up a bit? Is there any chance of doing that, or is this all like magical and we can't really alter it in any way?
The only thing I could do was recast the spell.
Anything that could physically repair it, though? I can't take boards and like try to repair this at all, or?
I mean, you could, but I don't see any boards around.
Okay,
So
fair enough.
basically, I would just have to walk out, dispel it, and start over.
Sounds like a bit of a drain for you.
I mean, do you guys really want to camp right here?
Not particularly after this experience.
Depends on if there's any more of these worms.
Most of you
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
pretty much just woke up.
I don't know, I could use a nap.
I mean,
I need to burn all my clothes.
I don't know. I took quite a bit of a thrashing there, and some of my spells are no longer, but we should probably heal up and move on. And then hopefully we get to rest before anything.
Tragic happens.
Let's go with exciting, okay?
Yeah.
Before anything exciting happens again.
You hear yourself say, no, I kind of agree with the tragic. No, I definitely agree with the tragic. None of the rest of you hear the conversation, but you do see several just kind of smile as he flicks all of the things off of him. Irnela's been trying to clean the gunk out of her loud weaponry. The kitties are all kind of in a pile of trying to clean.
Ew.
Ooh,
Yeah. I mean, don't seem to be upset by what they're pulling off of themselves, so they're fed.
gross.
Did I get a whole lot on me from
You just
riding the
crawled
dog?
inside it.
Oh, you're
so
covered
you're
now.
covered now.
Oh, well, I guess.
Head to toe.
No. Getting the tooth was worth it, I guess.
I mean, the tooth is about from your knee to the ground. So
Not necklace sized.
definitely not necklace sized.
I'm sure I could find a spell to shrink it or something. Or
You know what-
maybe it's worth money if we sell it, but
You know what that would be cool as?
a sword.
Or
Scythe.
a quiver. Flip it upside down and hollow it out and make a quiver out of it.
It would work as a quiver if you did that.
Maybe might have a quiver.
That's what I said. It'd be a badass quiver.
How many arrows are going to hold all of them? What does it do? Wins.
It shoots you with this arrow that came from its tooth, and then it teleports the part that it hits to another plane. Get fucked.
That would be interesting.
I'm sure with Esteban's crafting skills, he could
make it a hat.
Help me, possibly. I mean, I'm sure
I
you
mean,
can make more than half.
Would you like an entire suit of armor, including matching lingerie, to go with it? I could make it all out of the bone.
Well, the hard chitinous sides of it.
Oh yeah, that's the part I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like the inner bits.
I mean, we could always
Never
take it
gooey.
back to Esteban's angel friend and give
Yeah.
her the
Did
material.
you take, Chevy, did you take any damage?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
paper cut.
Like one.
Yeah. I fell on the way, climbing up to it, so
And did you?
Oh,
he was
yeah.
swallowed.
I was almost dead.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember because it blocked it out because it was such a traumatic event, but I was there.
You guys hear
Avery
a very
and Esteban
angry
take
sound
23.
from over in the kitty pile, and you see a bit of a tussle between Azara and El Gato. El Gato has quite a few open, bleeding wounds, and apparently somebody touched something that he didn't like. Zila, she's okay, but El Gato and Azara, they've got some wounds.
I'm gonna go over and start healing Azara first.
Okay.
Well, Avery and Esteban can take back 23.
All right.
I need.
Are you guys
you.
kind
A
of
little bit more.
staying here, healing up, getting the animals healed up, refocusing, doing it again? Is that what we're...
Yeah.
Probably
guys were
sounds
doing?
like a wise action.
What kind of skin does this thing have? Is it leathery or is it
It is hard.
Okay,
just chitin?
You can
Okay.
take 30 back.
Appreciate it.
I want to basically either disassemble, clean, and recraft my clothing, or craft new clothes out of whatever.
Well, I don't know if you have any spells that would be able to clean it or not, but
I mean, I have access to a cantrip that can do it, and prestidigitation, but it
take a long
take a
time.
long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like hours.
It would.
Might just burn the clothes and
I mean, if we are,
make everything anew.
if we're going to expend the resources to heal everyone, we might as well stay here and rest. You might as well start working on your clothes.
Do you have bolts of cloth?
Me?
No, not you.
Think
Or
I don't think I was quite prepared for that, but I do have a change of clothes for you.
perfect. And
Yes, they're
Sta-
your size.
I figured a standard issue clothing for the bard, or did you get it in my favorite colors?
Your favorite colors. It's
Excellent.
one of your outfits.
How did? I don't want to know.
Details.
So
You have. We need to talk.
clean that outfit with your magic. She'll fold it up and put it in her bag, and then the next time you get eaten alive, she'll have something else for you to put on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna burn them. No, it's gone. Normally I would, but no. There's some stains that you just can't get out.
That's your soul. I'm joking. Your soul is very pristine. I've seen it.
Is it?
Yeah.
I figured it wouldn't be.
Glowy,
It's all glowy and blue.
No.
as it was being stolen from your body.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I wasn't there for that.
You were there, but I saw your soul.
Anyway, fine. Let me go bathe somewhere.
Maybe we can move on and
In-
find somewhere to bathe.
Let's say, right back around that corridor is a room that's got a big water thing in it, right?
Well, that was several hours back, but
Yeah,
We might
long
need-
enough that we rested.
Maybe it'll help to have our natural remedy to relax.
I mean, yeah, it's not gonna do the clothing problem or
I mean,
the
no,
stank,
but-
but why not?
Might help you a little bit. It's definitely no drinks, but
Fine. I shall imbibe in the natural remedy of relaxation and creativity.
okay. having a little bit of food, whatever Sunshine's getting together, healing up, continuing on. Not long into the healing, the cabin actually goes away anyway at the end of the duration of the spell.
I probably would have walked out of it long before that.
And
It's kind of useless.
you guys find yourselves still within this winding tunnel of vegetation soil. And it just seems to keep going and going. And it's several hours. Most of your clothes are clean by the time you find a fork in the road. Well, in the tunnel. One goes to the right, seems to kind of angle upward a little bit. The other one goes to the left and angles slightly down.
Compass, what direction do we go?
Give me 10 minutes to meditate and I can tell you. So I go and sit and find a nice little spot about 15, 20 feet from them.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Is there anything anybody was doing while she took her 10 minutes?
Nope. Watching on guard.
Any indication of these tunnels as to what kind of looks like in the direction?
I mean, they seem to keep going and
Just keep
going.
Dark.
They do curve and such. Yes, it is dark farther out. You've got Sunshine's glow, which keeps your area lit. What have you got?
32.
Sorry.
32. All right. The one to the right that angles up seems to feel like the better choice. Again, you're not getting a very, hey, it's that way from this one. This one seems different.
I stand back up and I return to the group. I still don't really have a direct direction, but if we go right, it seems to be a better choice. It should lead us in the right direction.
No, I'd say let's go that way. I mean, it's a 50-50, and they might come back. It might be certain doom. I don't know. I don't remember.
Hopefully not.
We'll follow what Avery says.
Well, yeah.
You guys continue on for several hours. It starts becoming one of those of, we should probably rest again. And with Sunshine's cabin, I take it you guys set up watch again.
I'll take first watch.
I need to know who's on what watch.
I'll stay with Cyril.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to sleep for a long time. Me being, a man. I will take the last watch as always.
Your Nayla will take second watch.
I'll take second watch as well.
Okay.
And I will also be awake on the third watch.
All right. So, as you guys are on your first watch, go ahead and give me perceptions, please. Cyril and Chevy.
18.
I can watch from the window.
Are you sleeping on watch?
It was a 17 that tipped right over to a 3.
Oh my god.
That's rough.
Yeah.
It's okay, I have a 24.
Mine's a 33.
I mean, he could be staring at his belly button or something.
He's still got muck on my
Yeah, he's
shoe.
shining his boots from the muck on his boots.
Wow.
I mean, Sunshine's glow is, hampered by the walls of the cabin, so you don't have a lot of light out there. Chevy, I take it you
can
don't have
change
dark
that.
vision, do you?
I have low light vision.
Low light.
Yeah.
All right. So there's not a lot of area that you guys can quite see, and your watch seems to go pretty quietly.
Okay.
Even the large cats are quiet tonight. Which brings us to Irnela and Avery. Go ahead and give me perception, Avery, as you start your watch.
I walk in and kick Avery's boot to wake her up.
You know, you could be more gentle.
I could also be harder.
I'm gonna have no response to that.
Phrasing.
Yeah.
Aren't you sleeping?
No, I was waiting for you.
37.
You definitely notice there's very tired kitties. Irnela seems rather distracted. She's still working to get stuff back to the way it was, working on her weaponry. She is watching, but she seems quite distracted. But you don't even have kitty zoomies on your watch.
Is Elgato still hurt?
No, you would have been able to refocus and continue to heal him as you moved along until he was fully healed. Would have only taken a few of your spells, but after resting through that first watch, you're good to go again. Fully rested and have the ability to prepare your spells for the day. So you guys have your watch pretty uneventful as well. Brings us to Esteban and Cyril for the last watch.
I just can't get that smell out of my nose. Smells like burnt hair and anger.
Burnt hair and anger.
I have a 30 on my last watch.
Okay.
I have a dirty 20.
All right. You guys are sitting through a pretty uneventful watch as well. You have, when it seems it's been a few hours, you do have some movement from the large cubs playing, and Elgato starts to try to dig into some of the foliage in the side of the wall, but that's about the only thing that really seems to catch your attention. He seems to be after some kind of little squirrel type creature that keeps darting in and out of the branches, and it's finally gotten on his nerves to where he's trying to get at it.
Is it talking shit?
Apparently. Seems like it.
I mean, I heard that's what squirrels do. That like until they do something stupid and get nommed.
So the spell does eventually end, and you guys have had breakfast. Had a very uneventful watch this time. No big worm. Only this squirrel type creature moving in and out of this weird tunnel and branches, chittering and annoying Elgato. Moving on and continuing your walk, you guys find a few more times where you'll need to branch right or left, maybe even right, left, or straight. After another 6-7 hours of travel, you guys come to this area that seems to shimmer up ahead. The dark that you guys have been traveling toward, you see almost a light at the end of the tunnel.
It's poetic.
It's a train.
It could
So
be
what?
the sun.
As you guys get closer, it does seem more like light from perhaps the sun, like you're getting ready to walk out into the daylight. You do see another archway, somewhat like what you stepped in through the tree. You guys just walking straight in?
I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? Some cave worm's going to come chomp us down and take us away?
As you get closer, you can see
Yeah.
out into this area, and you see almost a split between dead land, rocky and barren, and this lush greenery.
Is it, or was it, if memory serves, is it the same view, just like different states of it? Like one's one way,
Possibly
there's
could be.
kind of looks the same, or is it like they look like a portal that's going to two places based on which way you go?
It looks like you're looking at one area that seems to be split
Right. Okay.
in death and life.
Is the split like, is it a perfect line? Or is it
You can't really.
kind of jagged with nature, or is it?
It's one of those, if you see this lushness ahead of you and a little ways in the distance from the portal, you can see just death and barren.
Okay.
And as you guys get closer to this portal, you start to see the blackness at the back of that dead and barren area. It's not just sky. It is this enormous black tree. As you guys actually step to the portal, you see a tree that seems as big as the elemental tree. Off in the distance,
You know,
and as black as night.
I've never seen one so big.
Well, the elemental tree.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that was like the tree of all.
What's
Is this like the same thing, but life and death?
what is that?
What are your thoughts,
Who?
What is that?
Sunshine?
Religion or nature?
I want to aid, whichever one you do.
You all stopping at the portal?
We're looking at it. I have a 27.
I rolled a 24.
Okay. As you're kind of looking out through this portal and you see the light out there, and it's darker on that far end where you see the barren and the death, and you're pretty sure you're looking at Malgrith, one of the world trees. Which means that if you go through this portal, maybe you will see Larathil as well. Or maybe you're just entering Malgrith's realm.
World trees. We don't know. I don't know where exactly which part we're gonna end up on, but
Well, this one, I mean, you mentioned Malgrith. It looks kind of like that, and this one looks like whatever the other one the seer just said.
no, this is Malgrith. The other one is.
Yeah,
The one you guys see is Malgrith.
the dead one.
Mm-hmm. Well, looks like it's definitely
Ooh,
dying at least.
The one that's not. Oh, hello, welcome. It's like, go away. I'm angry. Angry trees are angry.
And what I know of it is that is the tree of. Or do I know that?
Malgrith?
Yeah.
Malgrith is one of the world trees.
What is
The world trees
it's one of the world trees.
are a balance. There are two to create balance in the world.
See, it's one of the trees. That's all I got. It's one of the two trees that creates balance.
Bardic. See if I know anything more.
Go ahead.
And I'm trained in this, if it matters. Dirty 20 again.
You've heard of the world trees. You've heard that there's a tree of good and a tree of evil. You've heard that they exist in multiple planes of existence. You've heard that they only exist in one place and only the gods really know where they are. There are many stories about them. Some say that the elemental tree itself grew from the union of the world trees, as if they were beings and not plants. You've heard that they move themselves around the plains, that they are almost plant gods themselves. You've heard many stories about the world trees.
Anything from the nature side that I remember from my days as Vita Druid?
You can give me a nature.
Is there a name for the other tree?
You guys were told the names from
17.
the angel before, and that is Mulgrith and Lirathel. 17?
Yeah.
Not quite sure, other than that they hold the balance. They definitely hold the balance of nature, but
Yeah, it's.
other balance as well, possibly.
I'm embarrassed. I'm losing my context and connection with my druidic roots. I guess it's all things end. But we have you, and you can keep that bond alive, I guess.
I'll do my best.
I'm just disappointed I don't know.
I mean, I could try to figure it out.
Please. And impart upon us your wisdom.
Well, that wasn't a very good roll, but we'll see.
Well,
20, dirty 20.
it's better than what I got.
You don't know any more than you guys have already said or been told from the angel before.
I'm going to press on forward.
Okay. So you step out into this lush ground. The grass comes up to your knees in places. There are flowers. And you kind of look at what you stepped out of, and you see this great root that comes up out of the ground and back down and into the ground. And it seems that you've stepped under the archway of it. And as you're turning back and you're looking, you see Lirathel behind you. You've stepped underneath her roots and out into this, seems like a finite plane. Seems to be floating in nothing.
I mean, I step forward and follow through.
Same.
I do as well, and I offer Ernela, like, a ride on Azara or something so she's not blinded by the grass.
Swallowed by the grass.
Yeah.
It's one of those things of, she's actually gonna hop on Elgato, because he's walks up beside her, almost like he's trying to be like, no, I got this, not Azara, one of those pushing her out of the way.
No,
Zara lets him.
This is my goblin, damn it. Fuck off.
Seems he's adjusted to being rode on.
He definitely has Ernela on his back, and they step through the portal. You guys can see both world trees now. And they seem to take up everything. But yet they don't. It's almost as if they change size dependent upon how you're looking at this small demi-plane that you seem to have stepped into. You see a bridge that spans the middle of what seems to be a chasm of two floating areas, one dead, one living. You guys are standing on the living side, and there's a small path that leads from Lirathel and heads toward the bridge. And there are sigils along the ground. And the sigils, you realize, are made from where her roots break the ground and weave into an intricate pattern. Very primal.
Is this in wild speak? Or whatever it
Well,
is that you guys speak?
There's no particular words, but it definitely seems ancient and seems primal. very naturist.
So how does this work? How do these trees keep balance in the world? How does this work?
This unnatural stillness seems to be in the air, and it grows heavier as you ask this question. And all of you hear the same thing, yet it's definitely not with your ears. And you're closer to Larathel than you thought. And you hear this voice say, "You who seek balance, what will you nurture?" And in the blink of an eye, you stand closer to Mulgrith. And in a voice that sounds like ash and death, you all hear it whisper in your minds, "You who defy death, what will you burn away?" Seeing these two trees, and suddenly standing in the middle of the bridge, not even taking a step, you're all moved around this small demi-plane. The trees to a more manageable size of normal trees in the distance. You hear Larathel. "You've come for a reason, but there must be balance. You will split. Half of you will take my challenge and my trials. The other half must face mine. Will you take the path of mercy and growth? Or will you go for resolve and ruthlessness? Choose wisely. Choose those who could actually be balanced, and choose those who can." You see the sigils along the roots to each tree light up, the roots themselves beginning to glow. Now you see some wild song.
There's wild song now.
The path toward Mulgrith says resolve and ruthlessness. The path toward Larathel says mercy and growth. You see the two displacer beasts and Irnela are not on the bridge. Almost as if cradled within the arms of Larathel, they've curled up within a few curved roots, and they're sleeping. At least the cats are. Irnela looks a little confused, but you all hear, "You hold balance already, child. And someone must watch the young." Azara still stands with all of you. "Split yourselves evenly."
So, you are hearing what I'm hearing, I assume.
Yeah.
So, my thought are, between you and Iceville, I think you are wrath, and I am more resolve. Just in our natures. I think we should take the other path to give balance. Because to give in to ourselves, we would further tip away from center. You more wrathful, myself more giving. And
wouldn't you go under mercy and growth?
that is who I am. That's what I do all the time. But I may need to go the other way to be more even versus always falling on my sword.
But so am I. I'm always mercy and growth.
So you go to wrath and destruction as well to grow.
You think that we should go the opposite of our normal
Of our nature. To balance ourselves. Because our young companion, she is already balanced. And she is the best of both.
That makes sense. She probably experienced both, the good parts and the destructive parts.
I just fear I don't know where you two go. You're closer to the center than we are.
But I am not centered, otherwise I would have been up there with Ornella.
I know. I don't have any words, and I talk all the time.
I'd say I'm closer to you, or Esteban, more toward the merciful side. I don't know about you, Avery. Would you consider yourself more
I don't know. She's
wrathful or
pretty
more
savage.
merciful?
Have you heard her speak? When she speaks, people die.
I'm just
They get
that
scurvy at
powerful.
least.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get very sick.
In
But
5 to 7 business days.
Unless they get an orange or something.
Yeah. Right, yeah. You missed that part, but basically she's quiet, but quick with the tongue.
quiet but deadly.
Yep.
When I need to be. I can be merciful too.
That's why I said it's harder. It's more difficult because you're more balanced than
Then several or I.
and on myself. I don't like hurting anyone, but I will. If that's what I must do to learn, to grow, to become what I need to be. I won't like it, but yeah. And several needs to learn compassion and love again, because you've forgotten who you are. Part of you died that day in that cave, literally and figuratively. Part of you died still when you stole your daughter, her fate. Part of you died when you killed your father, and your mother passed, and your wife, and your entire home. And all you are is brooding hate. And you need to find the light again and come back.
You need to learn that you're better at more than just one thing.
Yeah, you're not just killing.
Does he have us pegged? Or are we going to argue this?
He deserves
That's what you hear.
He deserves his right to speak. He is a friend of mine, and I trust his words.
That it's just one of those. My heart bleeds for you, and I can't do anything to fix it. I would rewrite life itself to fix it if I could, but that would destroy something else. It would take away from the balance. It's not my place to do it, but I know that your burden that you share, you don't share it alone. And I know, Sunshine, your burden is also similar. Your god was destroyed. Same way, same time. And I don't know what that feels like, and I don't ever want to, but I feel we need to do this so we can become united further, and not just in name, but in practice as well.
I agree.
The path of ash and darkness. Even though that I don't want to.
I'll go with you. I feel like I lean more towards peacefulness, since nature is what embodies me.
Nature is both,
I mean, yeah, but
So, if you're going that way, and she's going that way, and you're going that way, and you're going that way.
That doesn't split
It's
us.
not splitting us.
yeah, we all can't go the same way.
Yeah.
then I guess
So here's
for me
the
I
de-
could go either way.
Here's the deal, right? If you two are the pinnacle of goodness and greatness, then if we're using that as the measuring stick and I'm the opposite, you two have to decide, are you closer to me or are you closer to them? And you have to put yourself in order.
I can't. I mean, we can't decide for you.
Okay, this might sound a little harsh, and I do apologize in advance.
See, I told you she's too nice.
She belongs on the wrath side.
Chevy, you belong in the mercy and growth. Your reasoning for going out and leaving your family is justified. However, you worked for Charlotte, and you were merciless in what she told you to do. You
fair.
need to find the balance that you had before you left your child.
Before your innocence was stripped from you.
That's fair.
And what about her?
I think she's not as cold or callous as I am.
She's just quiet. There's a difference. We know.
You wouldn't know.
No, I mean, we know what your state is. Because you let us know.
You wouldn't know if she was cold or callous as I was. You just wouldn't be.
That's fair.
That's how I know she's not. Her existence, after watching everyone that she cares about, her entire home, everything that was her identity, go up in flames. Not once have I ever heard her say, "We have to find who did this thing and get revenge." She's always tried to position Zara to be better than she is. She always tries to position you and me to survive at the end of the day. And I don't know for a fact, but I think survival is not something made of wrath.
It's agreed. I don't have anything to add to it, but yeah, merely surviving is not being wrathful. It is surviving. There's a difference. Once you are surviving, then you make a choice. Then it's either wrath or mercy.
But here's the drastic difference. She chooses to survive, and she makes it better for everyone else to survive with her. I don't know that I could watch everything that I have ever loved go up in flames and not be who I am.
No.
But she's doing it.
I mean, that's kind of how you are defined. You're defined by your life experiences and tragedies. It's what you do with it that matters.
But that's what I'm saying.
And I feel this is an opportunity for us to right some wrongs and find balance within ourselves so we can find balance in the world.
Okay, I have a question though.
What?
We have Azara. Where would she go?
I feel that Azara is becoming her own. It's coming into her own. She does things without being told. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Ask her, Azara. What do you feel?
You also have to remember that animal instinct is something that is very real, even if she has her own mindset and thought.
Azara circles 3 times
What was 3 times? Yes.
and then
Yes.
looks at you with her ears
You
out.
you don't know.
Circles twice.
I don't.
No,
Circles once.
Yeah.
it was no.
Yeah. I forgot. It's been a minute.
I mean,
Yeah, she circles once.
Okay, so maybe the question is simpler than we're making it. Maybe it's just, if you take an honest look at yourself, do you feel like you need more mercy and more growth? Or do you feel like you need more wrath?
I mean,
Are you unable to pull the trigger when the time comes? Or are you just, I would rather pull the trigger before the time comes? Maybe that's the question. I don't know.
I don't know. If it came down to it, I know what I would do for you all, but I don't know if I would allow you to do it for me.
I mean, that's fair, but I don't know I don't know if my outlook on what Sunshine is what we're weighing here. I think it's probably what Sunshine's outlook on Sunshine is here,
Yeah.
right? So I think, though I believe what you're saying, I think in this moment, what you feel you would allow us to do is probably not what we're weighing.
No,
right?
of course.
So
And
if you
I
looked
don't
at-
want to add that to the
Yeah,
thing. I just,
if you looked at you feel like you need more wrath in your life to be balanced, to reach a balance, right?
yeah, it just feels right.
Well, and I think
wrong.
that's just the question we need to ask ourselves is when we're standing in the middle of this bridge, which area, this way or this way, do we feel like we're missing? And we could it'll probably work itself out. I hope. I agree with,
well, I have a question.
Again,
Is that the point of this trial?
I don't think there is a
to
point.
see what we are missing, or to be, or to go to the way that we need to go.
we could.
we are.
We could either extend ourselves farther from where we are, or go more towards the center. The result is still the net same of balance. I think this is an opportunity for us to decide how that works, versus you have to be super angry and super happy, because that is unsustainable in a system, because if one person falls, then the whole thing falls. If we're all closer to the middle, then one person falls, then we can balance better.
I take a step toward the growth side.
I counter his move.
Okay.
I step toward Lorathel.
I step toward Malgrith.
Anyone feel funny, pain, sudden desire to vomit?
Still got this muck on my shoe.
Look, it'll be fine. We'll get you new shoes.
I don't know. I don't know if this is the way we should go.
Okay.
What if
Here's my 3 cents, and you can tell me to shut up.
okay, and then I will counter
Okay,
with my 3 cents.
sure.
3 copper.
Whatever.
If this is a teeter-totter, right? And let's say, for the instance of arguments, that you're on one end and I'm on the other. Are we assuming that I'm that far gone or you're that far the other direction that you and I balance each other? This is critical to the question. Because if you're not that far holy and great, and I'm not that far, or I'm not that far gone, or I am that far gone.
I don't think that we are to the extremes, but I do feel that we balance each other, but not into a complete extreme. But my 3 cents, after this trial, are you going to continue putting forth what you have always done? Are you going to be able to work that mercy, that growth into your life? Am I going to be able to be that ruthless?
I think so. It just gives perspective, because when you only see from one side, you don't understand the value of the other. It's a tool.
Look,
I'm going to shout into the ether, can we get a hint, please?
at the end of the day, I would have never extended my hand in mercy to my father.
Sunshine, you hear a voice. You all hear it. But again, not with your ears. As she yells into the ether. No. There's no need for a hint. It is clear. Which path can you succeed at?
Well, that kind of goes opposite of what we were doing, guys.
I mean, the easy way is be merciful, but... Yeah, fine. I'll go the other way. We'll do it the easy way. So we can be successful versus learn and grow.
But you must be split evenly.
Right, we all can't take down the happy thing and leave, several to burn everything else to the ground.
Fine.
Okay, the group is Esteban, myself, and Avery, Chevy, Cyril, and Azara. Now the choice as to which path do we walk? Which path are we going to succeed at?
The Wild Song sigils that you read say mercy and growth on Lorathal's side. On Malgrith's, it says resolve and ruthlessness.
Given that we were just told which path we must succeed on, or which path we choose should be the one that we succeed on, I think we need to head down the resolve path. Several.
If you fail, there is no second chance. The gods will laugh,
Fuck them.
or the gods will rejoice. Should you succeed,
I don't think I can succeed at being ruthless or resolved in
You're having
a lot of ways.
You're having a hard time being resolved and making a decision about being resolved. So, yeah, that's fair.
No, I just know where I succeed
No,
and where I don't.
I'm not. This is not a judgment. This is just an observation.
I turn and start walking.
Hey, Several.
Which direction?
Toward the resolve.
Okay.
Several.
Same.
I don't turn around. Azara is walking with us.
I'll see you on the other side.
Zara looks at Avery and comes over and gives you a headbutt on the thigh and hops up and nuzzles on your face and then goes trotting after them.
I'll see you after the trial. It'll be alright. And I know she trusts me. So she trusts, obviously, the whole party. Alright. So we're going down the other path?
Yeah, we are.
So you three head toward Lower Athol. Or were you hesitating on the bridge?
No, I'm walking the appropriate direction.
Okay.
Sorry, non-game thing. A second litter of kittens is being born right now, so it's the second Tuesday of game that we've had litters of kittens.
Displacer beast?
Yeah, little baby ones, but it's big.
I want 7.
Okay, there's plenty.
So, everybody walking or is anyone hesitating?
No hesitation.
No hesitation.
Not even looking back.
Any of you look back?
I do.
When you look back, you don't see them on the other side at all. Now, for this
Okay.
next bit, whose trials will be first? Are we going to go down the path of mercy and growth? Or will we go down resolve and ruthlessness first?
That's 2 out of 3.
How about we let the audience decide?
Oh yeah, it's better. Yeah, I like that.
Guys, whose path will we go first? This is probably a good
Good time
time
for your
for
break.
us to take a break while you guys decide.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because here's what's going to happen. And if I have to, I will
Laura, there's no good or
confiscate
bad.
devices. But as the team goes down resolve and ruthlessness, or mercy and growth, the other team is not going to be allowed in the studio. They are not going to be allowed to tune in on YouTube or Twitch.
Just leave your phone on and leave it sitting here.
They are not allowed to know what the others are doing. So, while we take our break and wait for kind of a poll from you guys.
I'm putting a poll together right now.
Haha,
Alright.
there will be an actual
There will.
poll.
Is
Can
it?
we
In
ourselves
Twitch.
vote?
I'm
So,
gonna go.
is it
Yes,
Twitch?
you guys can take the vote. I'm going to go and have my own stream
We're gonna set it for.
because I am guzzling down some water.
Hey, we're gonna set it for 10 minutes, but we'll go from there.
Okay.
Do we all get a vote too?
Sure.
Yeah. If you're in there, you may vote.
I think
I
he's almost
will
done.
wait and see what you guys do. So, I'll be back.
Hello.
Yeah,
Is it not
Hello?
working for you?
It loaded.
Did it load?
Yep.
All right.
I did.
I don't see.
I'll return.
Matt, I need to reload your app.
That's
Ah, there it is.
Where does it
Squeeze 'em
show
out,
up?
Andrew.
You have to hide the lineup first.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
see. Vote, 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 vote.
Absolutely, guys.
Ah!
I mean, you know, while people are voting, you guys should probably still be having some chat with the chat.
I mean, okay,
Hey,
my
Jet.
question is
Can we
does
get somebody
every-
to look over on YouTube and see if anybody wanted to vote on that?
I'm on it.
does everybody agree with how we split the party?
I don't like it from a growth opportunity, but it's the safe option.
I don't like it from a tactical opportunity.
because of
We're
our
not
fighters
split-
and healers are
Well,
split?
yeah, we're not split very evenly as far as abilities go here, but
Yeah,
maybe that's the point of the challenge here. But
maybe.
I mean,
We'll have to see.
We're just gonna do everything on hard mode.
see 3 people watching on YouTube. Hello, YouTube audience.
4 hours later, hello YouTube audience.
Have a vote.
How about YouTube audience? Just drop a comment in the live chat there, and I'll.
Okay,
I'll
so
look at it.
far we have 3 votes for growth and mercy and 4 for resolve and wrath, which is actually not wrath, it's ruthlessness. But anyways,
Synonyms.
not exactly.
W words, R words, words.
Words.
Work.
So-
Business.
Does everybody agree with how we, in the audience, that we split? Okay,
That's out of tune.
I know. So you have some resolve issues on that one there, Chevy. Only because our hitters are elsewhere and our spellcasters are on the other side.
Look,
Yeah.
just because we could always run away.
I think the split does too make sense, Laura, because we're obviously Several and I are
A thing.
opposite of each other.
Yeah. He's a man. You're a woman.
That's not what I meant.
No. 3 words. That's the limit, right?
Oh, like with us.
For
Soliloquy?
no, for strikes or whatever. Take down.
Oh no, you can sing
can
whatever
sing.
you want.
Oh, okay.
You can't play it. It can't be the actual recording.
I don't know. For right now, the way this is going, it looks like it's going to be Chevy and Several at the table with Azara. But we'll see. You got anybody in YouTube there?
Hop back over there. My app would load.
I wouldn't
great.
want them to not get a vote.
Yeah. Haven't seen anything yet. At least it's not loading anything for me, so
There's like 19 people.
I
yesterday.
haven't voted
there's 4 people in YouTube chat.
because I don't know.
Or in YouTube live chat here. I guess I'm one of those, so.
Yeah, you definitely count as a people.
Vote.
By the way, you need to have your sound up when you're streaming, or it doesn't count.
I need to have my sound up when I'm streaming.
Yeah, like on the app. No? On the app you don't? I thought maybe that's...
It does on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh,
On YouTube, if you
there's 6
if
people
you-
on YouTube now.
if you mute
Oh.
mute the tab on YouTube, it doesn't register it as a view for the channel.
You can still have your device
Well,
audio
that's some
down
bullshit.
because it can't read it, but you can do the actual app itself. It knows where the audio position is, because if you have it off, it doesn't count as a view.
I clicked it off by 1.
There you go. But your device is still muted, so it's fine.
Yeah. Alright.
Do you have anything over there or nah?
I have nothing from YouTube chat.
Okay.
Is Seer done with her stream? Can I
I'm not sure.
take a turn here?
You can go
I'll
up
head
there
up
and
there.
wait.
Yeah, go for it.
Go Q.
We don't expect you to watch both, Laura.
Yeah.
Not by any means.
Yeah, we do. We expect everything.
Okay,
Negative.
Overwatch does, but
He's a dick.
yeah. So how do you feel about this, Avery?
Well, I was thinking of it also as we need to go the opposite of what we are and what we do. So I felt, even though, yes, I'm more centered, would feel like I should go down the resolve just because I know pain. but I don't like to inflict. I don't like to think about my own pain. And I feel like, would it help me accept what happened to me? Would it help me accept and actually remember things and talk about things like I'm unable to do right now? I mean, that's just hard to tell. But I also see the other side where to succeed, I would definitely do better on the mercy side. It's just kind of hard to decide which way to go on that. So I feel I feel like whatever the party thinks best.
Well,
And we've
yeah,
done
you're with
plenty
us.
of contemplating, and I feel like as a whole our instincts are pretty spot on if we all combine our instincts and really consider things. I feel like we're pretty accurate when we take everything into consideration. So if everybody says we should go down mercy, then I'll agree that we should go down mercy, because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I shouldn't go down the resolve, because I've been wrong before. So
I mean, you're not seeking revenge on anyone. You're not trying to hurt anyone.
I only hurt the ones that try to hurt the ones I care about.
Same for me. So,
But other than that, no, I do not seek out war.
so yeah, you belong here because that's how I see it. I don't hurt or intend to hurt anyone until they are gonna hurt somebody else. There's no reason. That's part of.
We're picking the path that we'll succeed at, not the path
Yeah.
that's going to give us balance.
Though I feel like several has been made a point, I feel like I do have a sense of rage that can and will come out if it gets pushed far enough. Say like one of the party members is at that point of death, like at the very edge somewhere so extreme. We haven't been that far yet, and I think the closest was Esteban getting swallowed. But other than
Something like
that,
that.
we haven't really seen, or I haven't really seen myself rage in a long time. So,
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
we're all capable of it. Even I am. I did burn down a temple.
yeah.
I did willfully strike people down.
And so far, I really haven't done anything.
That sounds like something several would say about you.
That's right.
Don't put words in his mouth that he would definitely say.
This has been such an eye-opening experience.
Well,
You can.
results are in, at least in our Twitch chat.
Boom.
Still
what do
nothing on
we,
YouTube, as far as I can tell. Unless I'm just not getting YouTube comments here.
No votes on the YouTube one yet.
Well, we have Fake Queen, who is on YouTube, but she also voted in chat, so, or on Twitch, so
Yeah.
she
Alright.
counts but doesn't count.
So how do you want to do this?
Well, at the moment, it looks like
Well, it's closed, so you can't vote anymore.
well, I was trying to see if we got any YouTube.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
But it looks
Right.
like we are doing the path of resolve and ruthlessness.
Whatever.
That's what I said.
Wrath and Rage,
Yeah.
Fast and Furious, whatever.
Yeah.
Which
Douche and
means
douche.
that
No, I'm sorry.
Path of wrath.
which means that Esteban doesn't need to return to the table. And Sunshine and Avery you're excused from the table for now.
No, you can't make me leave. Kidding.
You made you leave.
I did not. We're not the same.
No, that's the truth.
I'm not going to be your parent and say you can't take your device, but you cannot
You cannot take your
listen
device.
or watch.
That's.
So,
So where are we supposed to go?
leave your headset.
I will. I'm
You
getting
can leave your
there.
headset.
Oh yeah, your headset has
We
to
can't
stay.
listen.
No.
We can't watch. We can't do anything.
Go
We gotta.
twiddle your thumbs.
Well, I mean,
Go to your room.
Do you know how hard this
you must leave the
Yeah, I don't
studio. One person is gonna need to have a device so that I can tell them when to come back.
No, we'll just send Jinx up to get him.
Oh yeah, we can
I
do
am
that.
taking my device. I
Or,
will
well,
not
we'll have to
watch.
leave the table.
Yeah,
So
we
we
can
can
get
just, yeah.
I am taking my device. I will not watch.
You don't need it.
I do need it, just not for
Put it in the basket.
stream.
Oh, that device.
Okay, I don't need that. This device. Seer knows
Do you
how
want me
reach
to? Do you want me to consolidate?
Jinx, which table would you like them to consolidate to?
It might be easier for you to move over here.
Sounds great.
Okay. Make sure you take your things.
Oh, wait,
Yeah. There's stuff in this chair we can move, or you want him on the end or next
I'll just
to
sit
me?
on the end.
Okay. You might want to unplug that.
I've got to.
Hey.
Let me get Twitch back up.
I don't think I've ever had to pull out this many things at once. I like it.
Fun.
Okay.
So you ready for what we're gonna have to do in here?
All right, for
Without question.
Whatever it takes, right?
Whatever it takes.
those of you who are just now tuning in or coming on here, we have the Soul Severed campaign going, and anybody who has ever done anything like this, you know this is always fun. They have split the party.
We were told.
You were told. You were told to split the party.
By God, I'm assuming. So,
Or at the very least, something more powerful than me.
yeah.
All right. As I grab my things here. Where'd the new you go? There he is. I was looking for the new you
Hey,
of
to be
Sibyl.
fair, I'm not entitled to a new me. I am resolve and wrath. Okay? There is no new me. Okay? Here we go.
I am missing one thing, and unfortunately, nobody knows where it's at. So,
Not it.
unfortunately, we'll have to live in a world of pretend here in a moment.
Pure imagination.
All right. And not everything got printed out. So you two head down the path of resolve and ruthlessness.
With Azara.
She's a little behind as she
Well-
said goodbye to Avery first.
Yep.
But she catches up. Kind of trots up to you two. Goes between you, looks up at one and the other.
I just kind of like reach my hand down and like pet like the side of her face as she's kind of like at my hip, kind of like my leg height.
Yeah, she's probably about mid-thigh.
Yeah.
At least.
I think we're gonna need some of that fire of yours.
Yeah, less of like, you know, scritchings and scratchings, more of a I feel you there kind of thing.
All right. As you guys head toward the tree, you head toward Mulgrith. You hear that same horrible sounding voice as it begins to laugh. And the laughter fades out of your ears. And you're suddenly in a barren landscape. I'll take that top-down cam, please. Find yourselves in a barren landscape. You can still see Mulgrith in the distance, and you see Lirathel in the distance. But you seem to be in this small area. Before you, which I don't even have anything to represent it, we'll use these. I'll use these pillars. There is a cage. Within the cage, you see some kind of beast. Azara, you feel heat between you as the hairs on her back stand on end and flame licks down her back, her tail igniting. You see some kind of beast going back and forth within this cage, and it growls toward you. And you hear in common from this beast, "Release me. Let me out." It looks humanoid. I will take a knowledge, nature, arcana, or occult. Or a society roll, even.
Nope, 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 and nope.
17 on occult.
All right. 17 on occult. What you see within that cage, you know to be a werewolf. I'll remove these pillars and put him in there. He's thrashing about inside.
Before we let you out, why were you in there?
He howls as the sky darkens slightly, the only light coming from one moon in the sky. An oddity, considering you usually see 3.
Chevy. Does it matter why he's in there?
Maybe it matters whether or not we release him.
Sounds like mercy to me.
The cage dissolves. That will be initiative.
$34.
36.
Where'd it go? All right. Sivril, the cage dissolves. as does obviously any indecision you guys might have felt. This creature lunges forward. Its lunge forward is what gets you to move, so it is your turn.
Great. I will first action. I will run my hand across the blade of my weapon, and it shimmers and shines as I cast Sure Strike on myself.
All right.
That allows me to roll 2 d20s and take the highest on my next attack that I make. I'm going to do Snagging Strike, which will leave him off guard if I hit. So it was a 19 and a 1, so no 1 for you. I'll take the 19, which gives me a 40 to hit.
That is a crit.
He takes 56 points of damage and is off guard. My third action, I will activate Dueling Parry and essentially start to position myself defensively with my weapon to raise my AC by 2.
All right.
Get back, beast, as I take this blade and it just runs through his body and whatever blood just starts flying everywhere.
And that brings us to Chevy.
First, I look at Azara and Sivril and I say, "Hey, we got this." As I cast Courageous Anthem, everyone gets a +1 bonus to attack damage and saves against fear effects.
Love it.
For the next round. I'll then tumble through to the other side of this werewolf here.
All right.
That is a 26.
That will not do it.
All right.
As you move through, it will take its bite attack. That is a 26.
Just hits. I will flashy dodge to raise my AC by 2, which then gives me panache.
Okay.
Oh. And then I will use that
You are
panache.
tumbling through to your
Yep.
flank.
Yep. And now I'll use that panache to do my confident finisher on him.
All right.
That's a natural 20.
Oh.
Yes!
Which is 4, 6, 12d6 damage now.
Whew.
All these.
And then there were none.
Yeah. That's why I have 12 out.
I saw that.
That's some 6s.
I see some 6s. I love that.
Plus 6 is 52 damage.
52 damage.
That's a shit ton of damage that
Plus
round.
1, 53 for my spell that I did.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. And
And he's also off guard for the next round because of something I got at level 9.
He was off guard from me as well.
Yeah.
Like, he's left off guard, by the way.
Yep. He's off guard
he's
even more.
gonna stay off guard.
He's doubly off guard.
Yep. It's called my exemplary finisher.
Love it.
Goes off guard until next turn.
All right, so you tumble through and take your attacks stabbing into this thing. It growls and has quite the noise coming from it. It... Oh, shoot. See? It's not letting me see what I need to, sorry. I need this to open up. Wasn't able to print this one. There it is. Alright. It growls, emitting a pretty feral sound that just kind of seeps in. I need both of you to make a will save.
Is this against fear?
It is against fear.
+1 on that.
Yeah.
You guys do get that +1. There we go.
22.
I have a 35.
If I can get my stuff to work. There we go. 25. You said?
I have a 35.
22 for me.
22. 22 will fail.
Okay.
All right. Not only are you frightened 1, you are taking 11 mental damage.
Ooh.
As it growls, you feel this entire area fill with this aura of menace, and you're feeling the fear. And it's almost like a psychic fire within your brain. This burning, the fear causing the pain. And now that that is active, anybody within 20 feet of him will take a -1, as if you were taking the opposite of that anthem. -1 to attacks, saves,
Sure.
and saves versus fear effects.
Was mine a success?
Yes.
Okay. Whenever I roll a success on a will save, I get a critical success. I have resounding bravery, which gives me a +1 to my saves against the creature for the remainder of the battle, and I gain a number of temporary hit points equal to twice my level, because this is a fear effect. So I gain 18 temporary hit points.
All right. And
Chubby has a reroll now.
you have this aura is within 10 feet of it. It started out as an aura of 20. It will stay at a aura of 10 feet for the rest of this battle. And there is a few other effects of this aura,
Okay.
but we'll get to that when they happen. All right, so
So am I affected by this aura even though I was not afraid of him?
yes. The aura, you feel it, just this menace and such coming off of him. It is an aura as if, like a bard
Okay.
singing.
All right. Even with a critical
within it.
success.
You're not frightened, and you didn't take damage.
Okay.
But
All
you
right.
are affected by the aura taking the -1.
Sounds great.
All right, so he will be slashing at Sivril with a claw, and none of that was an action for him.
Sure.
That was because you bloodied him. His aura was activated. All right, so with a 33, Sivril,
That'll hit.
his claw comes arcing at you. You see it seem to glow with energy that you've seen many times in your life. The energy that you see inside of a soul crystal, and that you also saw from Esteban, that Sunshine so nicely reminded us of. Almost as if his claws are imbibed with soul energy. And he brings it down, slashing across your right shoulder.
Sure.
You are going to take... There it is. You're going to take 21 slashing damage and 6 mental. Second action.
I have resistance to half my level to all mental damage.
Okay. So you will take no mental damage, right?
Yep.
No, 6. So you'll take 2.
2.
He turns around and almost with the momentum of the slash, as he slashes through Sivral's right shoulder, he clasps his other clawed hand, turns around, and just almost like he's trying to swing something at your head, he brings both fists around and with his momentum strikes at you, Chevy. That is a -5, 26.
26 just hits.
Okay. That is going to be... It's going to be 16 points of bludgeoning damage. And I need you to give me a... Or no, I need to do that. Let's see. It is... What is your fortitude DC?
Currently a 22.
Okay. With that slam, you're able to catch your footing as he almost pushes you back from him with that slam. And with his third action, he crouches down, putting himself in a little bit more of a defensive stance. And that brings us to Azara. I didn't put her out on the board. Oh, here she is. Alright, so bringing Azara in, she can't flank with you guys, so she will head over here. And she goes to swipe at it and misses pretty bad, but doesn't seem to like looking at this thing. Didn't seem to want to approach it either. However, with a natural 20, she bites down on the back of his calf.
Get him.
All right. 20.
Don't forget that +2 for me. Or +1. Double.
However, now that somebody has crit, within that aura, she now has to make a will save. All right.
Where's the button? Where's the bullshit button?
It's over there. It's okay. It's okay.
Azara bites down on his calf, dealing... She deals 32 points of damage.
Get there.
However, you see the fire on her go out as she bites down on him. Critically hitting, pulling at the muscle. She's going to attempt to get that grab that she's allowed once she bites. Yeah. That is not going to make his fortitude DC, unfortunately. All right. So that will bring us to the top of the round to Sivral.
Great. I'm going to take my first action, and I'm going to attempt to demoralize him.
All right.
16 and 20 is 36 against his will DC.
That is a crit.
Great. So, with it being a crit, he is frightened too.
All right.
And I will use Shatter Defenses for my second action. So I take my weapon and I attempt to strike at him, and that is a 35 to hit.
All right. With a 35, with
the
him
+1.
being frightened too, and with him being off guard, being flanked, that is going to be a crit.
Love that. So 3.
Except you activated Zora again.
Yeah. And then he will take 56 points of damage.
Just squeaked past me, didn't you?
You know, I mean, it is what it is.
Actually, squeaked past you on the first one. He did 56 in the first one.
Yeah,
Oh.
56 points of damage. And with shattered defenses, he cannot reduce his frightened effect or off guard until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
So he will remain frightened 2 and off guard through the remainder of the round until the end of my next turn.
All right. With that blow, you see him shrink. I'm not going to grab a different figure, but he shrinks down, and you see before you a wood elf. He's battered, bruised, cuts all over him in the same places that you guys have attacked. You see the bite mark on his calf. And he opens his mouth to speak, but you see nothing come out. That brings us to Chevy.
I will tumble through to get in a flanking position with Azara.
All right, go for it.
It's a 28. 30 plus
30
2.
will do it.
Which gives me my panache back, which I will then spend to do... my confident finisher again.
Okay.
That's a only a 21. I'll take the reroll.
Okay.
That's a 27.
27 will hit.
Okay. $28 damage.
All right, 28. All right. He's still standing. You have another action.
I can't take an attack. I don't have any single action spells. I will just use my Courageous Anthem again and give everyone a +1 back to
Alright.
attack and damage.
All right. This elf, bloodied, hurt, he's hunched over and he looks at you and he puts his arm to his chest and he says, "If you can't cure me, just end me. The madness as it takes me. It would be a mercy." And he's waiting to see what you do. Azara's turn.
This is the merciful thing to end him or to let him live.
She's going to continue to attack. This time she's going to bite at his thigh, trying to get a hold of him. And that's not good. And Chevy, he kind of moves at the last moment, and her lunge sends her right over, and she bites into your leg instead, dealing 9 points of piercing damage. You she immediately lets go and backs up, looking surprised and annoyed, and still no fire along this cat. And you did not suffer any fire damage from her bite.
Should that have rolled against my AC?
No.
Okay.
It kind of just... He moved at the last moment, and she just did not even stop her momentum.
Fair enough.
She was moving pretty quick, darting in and out. Moving around, she tries again, and this time she will make contact, biting into his thigh. And attempting that grab again. That will do it for that. She's got a hold of his leg, and she is holding him in a grab. So he is grabbed, he is off guard, and frightened too. All right, that brings us to the top of the order to Sivril.
I will. I will take the. So she's got him grabbed on the ground, yeah?
She has a hold of him. He's not
Like restrained or
able to
anything,
move.
he's just grabbed.
He's grabbed.
Okay. And he said that if you show mercy on me, you'll kill me because the changing is madness or something of the sort, right?
Something
Show
of
me
that sort.
mercy, kill me, that kind of stuff. Great. Lazara, let him go.
The look surprise with, teeth in his thigh kind of.
Let him go. I'll spend the action to commander if you want me to.
She doesn't seem to want to let him go. Give me a persuasion. Try to be diplomatic with her.
That's a 19. I have a +2. That's 21.
Okay. We'll have to see if she lets go on her turn. So you holding 2 actions, waiting?
Yeah.
Okay. Chevy, your turn.
Hearing him tell Azara to let this creature go, this now wood elf go, I'll simply raise my dueling cape up in preparation, and also hold my other 2 actions in case he does anything hostile.
All right, his action, he's going to try to get out of her jaws. He does not want to be grabbed. It's not coming out of there. He's not getting out of there with that roll. Yeah, he can't seem to roll above a 5 right now, except, well, no, that one was a 6. And his last action, he's going to talk to Azara. He's like, my neck's up here. If you're gonna kill me, make it quicker. On Azara's turn, she's looking at you, the whole what, and then kind of goes and crunches down her teeth a little bit before letting go.
Does he have a shirt on, or is he like bare chested? Like, what's this?
He has remnants of clothing on him.
I bend down and I grab the front of whatever remnant of his shirt is left, and I stand him up. for one action.
All right.
For the second action, I backhand him and I call him a bitch. And I don't know where you're from. I don't know actually who you are. I don't care to know these things. But if that's any consolation to what kind of man you are, that you are going to take the easy way out, I don't care if you're cursed beyond belief. You are a wood elf, and you are stronger than that, and you will overcome whatever that is. Stand up and make a choice.
All right.
Is that all your actions?
Yep, that's it.
And what was your intention? You want him to...
He's he's not going to beg for us to kill him. Mm-hmm. If he's going to end up dead, we're going to fight and he's going to die. Or two, he's going to stop being a bitch and realize that even though he is cursed, hi, I'm cursed, but I don't go around, saying that oh my God, just kill me now. You got to figure it out.
Okay. You guys hear...
I'll even pop my teeth at him, be like, so he knows.
As you guys, as Cyril does his display and talks to this man, you hear that gravelly voice, ash-choked, and crawling up your spine. Say, is it mercy to save the monster? Or is it mercy to kill it? What is your resolve? And that brings us to you, Chevy.
I also look at him and say, I don't know what hand you've been dealt, but I can assure you, you can do better with whatever you've been given. I suggest you get out of here and don't come back.
All right. Are you trying to intimidate or diplomacy?
Diplomacy. $26.
Okay. And same kind of thing I asked Cyril. What was your thoughts behind trying to make him go?
Oh, me. He's been given this curse, or could be a gift for all I know. But I know he just tried to attack us. And he needs to go deal with that in whatever way he needs to on his own. He just doesn't need to be here. Call it mercy, call it, being vengeful, but he's done harm to us at least.
Which was it?
I don't think I'm trying to save his life. I just stabbed him before Cyril stepped in. So not mercy.
All right.
Let me know when it gets back around to me.
Well, he is going to try to turn and run.
I'd like to use my reactive strike and grab him.
Go ahead.
That is athletics, yeah. So that would be a 28.
28 will do it. On the dot.
I grab hold of the front of his shirt.
Okay.
I mean, it's not my turn, so I just.
All right. He's tried to run. That will take 1 action.
Yep.
Now he's going to try to break free.
Okay.
He will spend his last action, and the monster appears before you again. Its eyes looking bloodshot and almost mad with pain and rage. That brings us to Azara. She doesn't wait for you to say anything. She's gonna bite him again, because he just turned back into the big thing. That will hit. Still with no flames on her back. Her tail, again, no flame. She doesn't seem to burn the wound as she bites into him. All right. And the grab. That'll do it. She has a hold of his ankle. Well, not ankle, about calf again. She's gonna use her claws then, and she is going to claw him. Oh, nope, I don't get to add that. All right, so that brings us back around to you, Several. You have a hold of his shirt, and Azara has a hold of his leg.
35.
For?
I'm going to hit him.
Okay, yeah, he'll hit. That is a crit.
Okay. He takes he takes 47 points of damage as I backhand him. I have a hold of his front. He's trying to do whatever, and I just fucking rail him. And either you're a monster or you're a man. You chose to fight. There are consequences to such. Choose. And I don't let go. I'm going to attempt to... I don't know that I'm probably screaming at him, so it's probably intimidation. But my intent is he's either going to stand here and fight and die, or he's going to stand here and not fight, and we're just going to kill him.
Okay.
He's choosing. We're not choosing.
All right. Roll your intimidation.
37.
All right. That'll do it.
Great.
Chevy.
Now that he's a beast again, I'm gonna take a swing at him here. Just do a standard strike. $32.
That will hit.
$15.
All right. Second action.
Second strike. That is a 26.
26 will hit.
It's 16.
All right. And let's see here. All right. Chevy. End his story.
I lunge through him with my rapier, straight through his chest. And as he turns back into a wood elf, he just slumps to the ground. And I pull my sword out.
All right. You pull your sword out, and as the scene shifts around you guys, you both see Azara's fire light back along her back. And
Good girl.
what is around you seems to be a bridge of root and ash and stone, and it spans a ravine. Swap this out. Let's see here. I'm gonna need a little assistance over here if you don't mind. I'll just put this one here. Let's see. I believe it was here. I can't really see it from that angle there. Jinx, can I get the other one? Yeah, that'll work. All right. You guys find yourselves here at this bridge. You see this arc of stone and just black darkness beneath. Once more, you can still see Mulgrith in the distance, and you see Larathel in the distance on the other side as well. You hear his voice once more. Sacrifice and sentiment. Your feet must not falter. What do you do?
If I use detect magic, do I see anything on the bridge specifically?
Everything around you is
Everything's
magic.
magical. But not very helpful.
Not at all.
I'll just walk out on the bridge.
All right. So you start out onto the bridge. Right about here. And this is probably going to be a little bit higher of a DC than it should be for
Sure.
you. But as you step out, even your magical boots don't seem to trade off for the difficult terrain. It seems as if the air itself makes you feel sluggish, and suddenly you hear your wife Karina's voice. Several. And she appears before you on the bridge. I need you to make a will save.
It's a 21.
You see nothing, Chevy, but you see several stride out onto the bridge, and then you see him just suddenly stop.
I go up behind him.
Can I see him moving? Or am I like instanced in my own thing? Like, can I feel him come up behind me? Do I hear him walking?
Well, you can see him coming up behind you, but
Okay.
you're
Sure, yeah.
gonna
I'm
pause to engage with
100%.
with Karina.
Yeah.
Are you going past him? Or just coming up behind him?
I'm gonna get up beside him and try to figure out why he
There's
stopped.
not room
Oh,
to
okay.
be beside him. You guys could kind of squeeze past, but you can't stop with him.
I'll get right behind him and just sort of touch his shoulder here and say, "Hey, what's going on?"
All right.
See if I can see anything past him as to why he would have stopped.
You don't see anything past him.
I see my wife.
You don't get quite the chance to say that.
Well,
as
fine.
You're
do
you've
what I want.
stopped because you couldn't make yourself take a step
Sure.
past her.
Okay.
She says, "I've missed you. You look different." You stop in your tracks and she does reach out her hand toward you.
When he doesn't move, I try to get in front of him.
All right. I am going to ask for initiatives.
32.
31.
Ooh, swapping places, guys. So, Chevy, Civil, and then all right. So you're going to go past him there, Chevy?
Mm-hmm. Kind of turning around as I do to kind of look at him. Just want to see why he stopped, why he's not responding to me.
All right, so you're going to kind of squeeze past. You get here, I will need a will save from you.
It's 16, 31.
Did you go? All right, 31. You see suddenly an image to your left over the ravine, almost as if it is a vision. Is it a prophetic thing? Is it happening now? You haven't checked, but you don't let it distract you. You know it's a vision, it's an illusion over there. But you see your home. And you see fire climbing up the walls. And you hear inside the screams of your daughter. Do you continue moving forward?
Seeing that, I'm going to assume that he's under some visual effect. I'd like to use counter performance to give him a reroll on that.
Go ahead.
I whip out my lute and just kind of, I don't even strum a tune, I just kind of bang it really hard, like trying to snap you out of it.
Okay. Was a will save correct?
And this is a reroll. It must be another. You and your allies in the area can use the better result between your performance check and the saving throw. So I get to roll a performance check here for your saving throw. It's a 15 plus 14. That is a 29.
You're rolling against the effect?
Yes.
Okay. That's fine. All right. Go ahead and make another will save.
He makes the...
That is the will
that
save.
is the
Yeah.
will save.
Yeah.
Okay.
My performance check is his will save.
You see the words that she might have been able to speak just stop and the illusion fades away from your view. In her place, you see Chevy before you. All right.
What's going on?
What the hell was that?
I saw my home burning and assumed it was some illusion. I thought you were stuck.
I saw my wife. She was gonna. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I attempt to try to cross this crazy ass bridge.
Okay. All right. So, you feel Azara kind of come up behind you as you're trying to continue moving. She's kind of right on your heels. You're going to pass up Chevy?
I will, as Azara comes up behind me, I just kind of lay my hand on her head and just be strong. Don't believe everything you see, I guess.
Okay.
And then I will attempt to squeeze past Chevy. Unless he's going to move. I don't.
Seeing that they're okay, I'll move forward.
You had instead of continuing on, you had turned to counter. So he's going to squeeze past you.
Okay.
No.
That will be another will save. As you squeeze past, you make it about here.
Okay. 26.
26. So as you move past, you hear, before you see her, you hear your daughter Kilara. Perhaps it's time that we have a talk. Maybe it's time for us to have a talk with our blades. And you realize before she even heads toward you that it's an illusion. Do you continue on? Or are you going to engage with it? It is up to you, because you're not held like you were before. Or you can choose to wait.
I would like to get off the bridge.
Okay. So you continue to move forward. You've almost crossed,
Okay.
but you haven't quite. That brings us to Chevy.
I'm moving forward.
Okay. Give me a will save.
It's only a 19.
Unlike how his apparitions had faded away, that illusion to the side is gnawing at you. It's there. It's becoming more real to the point that you hesitate. You stop. You have to know if it's a vision or just an illusion to come into your mind. You cannot move again right now. However, you can try to interact with it or do something to find out. What would you like to do?
How far away is this?
It's out over the vast nothing to your left, about 30 feet out. Zara's moving forward while you are deciding what you're doing.
I'd like to send a telekinetic projectile in the direction of the illusion and just see if it interacts with the illusion in the way that I would expect it to. Does it stop and hit it, or does it continue on through?
It does continue on through like you would expect,
Okay.
but knowing that's an illusion doesn't stop that gnawing feeling and that
Sure.
hesitation. Zara gets to right there, and you guys kind of hear behind you this. and you see some flare of fire, but she continues forward to kind of bump into the back of you, Chevy, as she got a natural 20 against whatever it is that Azara saw.
Good roll.
All right.
That's a good kitty.
That brings us back to Cyril.
So is Kilara out over the nothingness, or is she like on the other end of this bridge? Where is she at?
She rushed in at you.
Okay. Do I
You
still see her?
continued forward. She swiped at you. Nothing. It was an illusion.
I continue on off the bridge.
Give me a will save.
Actually, yeah, that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. Ooh, that's 19. That's 30, 20, 30, 45.
All right. As the illusion taunts you from behind, echoing thoughts that you've had, calling you names, saying you've ruined her, just anything, any of those small little doubts and such that you've worried yourself over. You realize it's in your head. It's all from your own guilt. Your resolve hardens, and you find your way on to the end of the bridge.
I think at that moment, I just kind of closed my eyes, and instead of like listening to all the banter coming from her, I just tried to remember like what her hair smelled like.
All right. Chevy. Zara is kind of not wanting to try to push around you. She's a little bigger and not quite sure she wants to do that. So she's kind of waiting.
Well, after seeing that go through, I'd like to try to push it out of my mind and move forward.
All right, roll a will save.
32.
All right, as you move forward, getting to almost to the end of the bridge, you're able to banish that entire image from over there. It tries to pop up on the other side to get your attention almost, and you throw it away from your mind. You know this is an illusion. You know this is not going on. If something was happening, she would probably contact you. You would know. You'd feel something from her. As you move forward, Azara moves right behind you, knocking things over. And since you made that will save, would you like to continue forward?
Yeah.
All right. Where did I put it? There it is. All right, you move forward again, and you are almost off the bridge as well. Azara moved up behind you, and she turns to the side and growls. Her body almost completely covered in flame, and there's an arch up to her back, as cats do when they get scared. When something has them frightened, she's trying to look even bigger than she is, and she is screaming into that void.
I turn around and say, Azara, it's not real. Come on.
Cyril, you're off the bridge.
I'll step back up to where Chevy is.
Okay, so you come back up here with Chevy.
And I kneel down looking at Azara.
Okay. She's kind of facing out
Yep.
toward the void here.
Yep. And I just say, hey, remember what I said. Don't trust the things you see. Look at me. I'm real. Chevy's real. Come to us. Come on.
All right. Several went back. Chevy? You already went, and it would. Zara went, you went. We'll just go back to you for now. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to call her as well.
Okay. All right. I would like both of you to give me. Just roll a d20.
18.
11.
Okay. You see her ears twitch toward you. And flame goes down. She kind of puts her head down. Looks like she's feeling a little sheepish. Like, you caught me getting in. And she'll hesitantly take a step toward you. So she'll start coming as you guys begin to back away off the bridge as well. You will save from everyone.
I have a natural 20.
Natural 20.
All right. Seeing you two right before her, and with your resolve set, you call, and Azara follows you guys off of the bridge. You can feel ash all on your feet as the next scene erupts around you. You see before you a very large field fading from green, and you see ash. The field has been burned. You see one shriveled tree stump with this puny looking vine that is sitting atop the stump. You hear a stronger voice say, "Beauty endures, but purpose must prevail." All you see on that one vine is one flower, besides the green of the field that isn't burnt. The stump itself charred, blackened, and gray as well from ash. The vine has barely any green, and you see one flower on that vine. A brilliant blue with shades of purple through it. Do you guys come closer?
Yep.
Yep.
I'll stay with Chevy. I know I'm a little faster than he is, but I'll just stay up with him so that we walk together with Azara.
This is the last of its kind. You will never see a flower of this nature ever again. As you hear the voice, you both look over and you see a woman, human, unassuming, very plain. What is a flower worth, you ask? Well, if that vine is saved, an entire species could be saved. Bring them back to bring beauty everywhere. However, one petal can heal this entire field. Make a choice. And she'll walk away.
How many petals are on the flower?
5.
She only needs one petal.
So it's save the vine and the flower remains, or choose the petal and it heals the valley here or the area here. But
And as you're saying that, and you kind of look around, you see suddenly a village that you couldn't quite make out before. The size of it and the size of the destruction here, this is what would feed them. This is what would take care of them through the year. You look, both you would estimate anywhere from 25 or more people within the village.
what do you think?
I think sometimes sacrifices have to be made for the greater good, and sometimes you have to be prepared to do something that might be wrong in the moment that's better for the future.
How do you know that it's better for the future?
I don't think we ever really know anything, do we?
Coming to understand that.
Lazard kind of yawns and looks at the flower, looks at the stump. And you guys kind of shakes her paw from some ash. Doesn't seem to know what to input or even
Right.
maybe what's going on. You're not sure.
Zara, did you understand what the woman said? One for yes, two for no.
She circles twice.
Okay. See that flower over there?
She kind of drops her head towards you, like listening very closely. Looks at the flower, looks at you.
If we remove the vine from the stump, that's the last time we'll ever see that flower in existence. But it'll heal this place we are here, or whatever this village is there. But if we let the flower live, then it'll bring beauty everywhere.
Zara walks off a little ways. She's sniffing along the ground and moving around.
Okay.
Not sure if explaining to her gave her an insight or
Sure.
what she's doing.
Yep.
She's not moving too far away. She's about 15 feet from you guys and sniffing the ground and
So the town
looking around.
is alive currently, and based on what we reconciled out of the information we gathered was these fields would be what would be providing for that town in order to continue to live. And so we would need to sacrifice the flower to save the people. Copy.
Save the
And-
cheerleader, save the world.
Yeah.
And one petal from such a flower could heal this entire field.
I think either way we're being asked to play God here.
So you're probably right. So in your mind, is it the greater good to save these people in this village, or is it the greater good to save this flower from extinction?
I look at Azara.
She seems to be digging around in ash and dirt and kind of how a cat in a cat pen would do. Not sure. I mean, she's, I guess, doing her business. You're not quite sure. You look at her. You guys stopped talking and looked at her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
go look
pops her head up and looks at you.
You okay?
Starts digging and stops and looks at you guys.
go look and see what she's digging at.
Okay. You come over there. Give me a perception.
Natural 20.
Yeah. Let's
Natural
go.
20. With a natural 20, again, you see where the field has been burnt away. All this living greenery and such. And what she's dug up looks like some kind of root type vegetable. And it has all these little seed starts off of it that eventually became the plant. But what she has dug up, the bottom part is still alive. The roots are alive, even though the top has been burned away. And she's kind of digging beside it, and she pushes that over and then kind of digs around a little bit more and unearths a weed that eventually will come back. She kind of keeps going, finding plants that have been burned away above the soil, but
Fire's always a new beginning.
she sits down and looks at you. And then stands back up and circles once. And sits back down.
Seems like there's already life here.
It does indeed.
And you know, as far as the village goes, life finds a way.
Always. Save the flower.
I say we leave it.
Seems good.
Suddenly you guys are back on the dimension where
Did
you
Azara
see
circle
Buzz.
like she agreed? Or she just sat there?
She sat there.
Okay.
But it seems something happened.
Sure.
As you guys are back, you stand on Mulgra's side. And what you see, I have to kind of set up as we go here. You see the bridge spanning this chasm. It seems the bridge spans the chasm and kind of drops into the nothingness between the plains. You're not sure what is down there. You guys find yourselves over here on this side of the bridge. You don't see your companions. What you do see is floating above the bridge in the very center a shifting coloration of crystal.
take your
just
little
gotta fix it.
stilts and put them underneath of it.
It holds. I just had
Oh,
to
okay.
get it to the right space here. Had it up here earlier. All right, there you go. So, what you see on your side, you see a lever. You also see across the way a lever in the same position. As you guys look at this bridge, even without having the knowledge of traps and such, you can pretty clearly see there's some kind of thing below each. I would like an intelligence check from each of you.
Just flat intelligence.
Yes.
8.
16.
You're looking at it and you can see that your lever, you're pretty sure, is going to collapse your side of the bridge. And there's some kind of magic that would happen. It's about all you can tell. And Zara's kind of perked up and looking and looks at you and looks at you. And as you realize that, you hear, yes. You must all decide, what will you do? If you pull your lever, you will collapse the side of the bridge. What is contained above will fall into their side. But what if they pull theirs? What will you do?
What does this thing look like that's floating?
It seems like a vessel or container that holds a very large crystal, taller than yourself. It alternates between colors, and you see something small contained within that's not moving.
How high up is this floating?
It's only about 20 feet above the bridge.
I'm going to squat down and have Chevy get on my shoulders and stand up and see if he can see. I know it's still 20 feet, but see if he can get a better visual on what it is, what the thing is that's in there inside the crystal.
So you're gonna put Chevy up on your shoulders,
Yep.
and you guys are both kind of taking a look at what it is.
Yep.
All right.
And I'm strong enough. I could probably cheerleader it and let him stand up on my shoulders if
How high do you think you can throw me?
I'm pretty strong. How heavy are you?
About 180.
I mean, I've
Give me a perception from both of you.
I've thrown worse.
I can land on my feet pretty well. 31.
I have a 36.
All right. The entire crystal seems to be made of small crystalline threads. And up on his shoulders, you see within it, it seems to be a small circle in the center. The threads that make up this crystal definitely looks like threads of fate that Incanati would touch. Something that the living should not. Maybe your own if you might want a chance insanity. But touching someone else's, let alone not knowing what those are, could be bad. They make a cage spun around whatever's inside, which to every description that you guys have had, you're sure that's the equilibrium heartwood.
That's what we came here for.
Yeah. You share all that information, yes?
Yeah.
I don't know that letting those crystal fibers slam into one side or the other is going to be a very good outcome.
The voice said, what if they pulled their lever? So I'm assuming they'll come out on the other side here eventually.
Maybe they already have.
And
Yeah.
this side would collapse. He said this side would collapse.
If they pulled the lever.
If you pulled your lever, your side will collapse, but they can reach the crystal. It will drop to their side, he said. And no, you do not see them over there.
We both have an icon already. Sunshine has an icon. Esteban has an icon. I think
Yeah.
I'd rather let Avery have this one. What are they thinking over there, though? Assuming they're there.
I think the first initial thought's going to be that if they collapse their side, that there's no way for us to come back together.
How far across is this chasm without the bridge?
Seems about 30, 40 feet, maybe.
I can jump a long ways, but I don't know that I can jump that far.
Okay. Well. I've made up my mind. What do you...
I'm resolved.
Azara? Do you understand what's happening here?
Slowly circles once.
I'll just kind of quickly go over it so she understands kind of what the voice said and how that kind of translates.
Kind of give her a more
Yeah,
in-depth of
right.
consequences and
Yes.
such. Okay. What are the consequences you tell her?
Well, one, we don't know that if we collapse this bridge, if we're going to be able to go back. Two, if we don't collapse the bridge, we can't reach whatever that is.
She looks up at it.
I mean, you are pretty tall, but there's also we also run the risk that the other group gets over there and they collapse their bridge, and then whatever's here falls into whatever this is. Because it's hard telling that we're arriving at the same time, or are we arriving before them? Are we arriving after them? We have no way of knowing.
She
But if
kind
we-
of staring off, just kind of sits down.
But if we collapse the bridge, then it says that they'll be able to reach it because it'll fall onto their side. I don't know if we collapse this bridge if we're ever going to be able to be back together.
The same's true if they collapse it.
She's kind of looking over toward the other side.
I will say I have faith in our companions.
Talk that through, though, right? Is the greater good bigger outcome, because if we need whatever that is to complete whatever this quest is, I think Sunshine would pull that lever.
Mm-hmm.
Zara kind of perks up and looks over at the other side because there's a lever over there.
Mm-hmm. What if you guys go across onto their side and pull their lever?
Is there any way to get around the big chunk of crystals there in the middle?
Yeah, you can get around it pretty easy.
Okay. I'll make my way to the other side.
Okay, so you make your way over here.
Azara, you can go with them. Go on.
She'll pop up on her back legs and put her paws on both sides of your shoulders and just rub on your head.
Go on.
And rubs the side of her face on your head. And she'll hop down,
How far across?
rub on your leg
you said
a
that
little
was
bit, and then head over.
that was 40 feet away, right?
About 40 feet.
Several, get over here.
She'll come over here too.
As I say that, you see a spectral hand float out, which has a range of 60 feet, and floats over right next to you.
Well, try to grab it.
I'll use the hand to try to grab the lever.
No.
As I-
I understand what you're doing. If he if you pull the lever on that side, you're wanting it to collapse over to the other side, yes?
Mm-hmm. Ideally with you over here with us as they come out.
Sure. I'll walk over and I'll let him try.
Okay. So you come over here.
I send my telekinetic hand out 60 feet.
Okay.
Sustaining the spell says you can ghost-like hand that can grasp a target object and can interact with it, levitate it, or move the object 20 feet. I'm not trying to move an object 20 feet. I'm just trying to pull the lever
You want to pull the lever on the other side?
on the other side with my telekinetic hand.
Okay. You can't seem to get a grasp on it.
Well, ain't that a bitch?
That's
The
good.
magic goes right through it.
That's good thinking, though. I'll walk back over to the other side.
Azara nudges you and then goes and sits by the lever on the side you guys are on.
Right. If we pull this, it'll collapse this side, and that crystal will fall over there.
That's not what the voice said. The voice said, "What if this lever gets pulled?" It never said what would happen. It only insinuated. This is a mind game. This whole thing's been a mind game the entire time we've been here.
Pull it and find out.
I pull this lever.
As you pull that lever, nothing happens.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
What if we pull them at the same time?
I'll walk back across.
Worst case scenario, that is the bridge collapses.
Yeah.
Count of 3.
Sure.
1, 2, 3.
As you guys pull both levers at the same time, that's where we're going to stop for the
Oh,
day.
what the fuck?
Give me that button over there.
What
We
the
will-
fuck? I don't think you can do that. That's not okay.
We are going to pick back up next Tuesday,
Hit the button, Jinx.
and we will
Just-
make sure to start next Tuesday. And I'm going to get another one now. Not with these two.
Oh, what the fuck ever!
Next Tuesday, we will
God
be beginning
Damn it!
the trials of the other group. So, we shall see what happens with this bridge and everything else
No.
once we come back on Tuesday. Make sure you guys check out Barnabas Brushes tomorrow and check out Critical Knowledge on Friday.
I have the resolve for another 45 minutes. Let's go.
And we will see you guys on Monday for Bloodlords. And we'll see you guys all back Tuesday as we continue Soul Severed. I told you I was going to get into
I
bullshit.
hate. Oh!
It's all right. Something's happening because we have to go to the next group now.
Damn it!
Are we allowed to watch the next group since we've already been through
You've
this?
already been through it. You're
Okay.
not allowed to
We can't
talk,
say anything, right?
Right.
say any of them in between.
Sure.
No.
Damn.
There's a no contact order, you two, on talking about anything Soul Severed with the rest of the group for the next week.
No. Okay. Bullshit.
Have a good one, guys.
See ya.
Well, that was it.